Hey there! Welcome back to my channel. I'm Katerina and today I bring you another update from my Pendos palettes. If you can see her here, which I think you guys can, this is my cat, Tareka, and she wants attention, so she's just hanging on my bed. So, this update has a bit of a refresh to it, and as such, I think a little bit of backstory is in order. So this year I'm trying to paint two palettes, the H&M Aubergine Dream and the Revolution Redemption Iconic 1 palette. And to do that, my plan was for me to repress some of the Revolution eyeshadows into the H&M palette and just do that as I get more empty paints throughout the year. So last update, which was 4 full weeks ago now, I decided that it was time since I had 3 completely empty paints on the H&M palette. As such, I filmed a video of me refrankening my palette and I posted it, so if you haven't seen it, please go watch it. I find it super satisfying, honestly. I always love to watch frankening videos and such. So yeah, I've been working on the refrankened version of my palette but for 4 weeks. And I'm going to show you guys how my palette looked like last update after being repressed. And this is what my H&M palette is looking like now. So, as you guys can see, I don't necessarily have the most exciting update of them all. I somewhat feel like we regress. My English is a little bit finicky today because I've already worked. I'm home from work. It's the evening, so I'm sorry. But yeah, since the palette is pretty much full again, I feel like it's harder to see the progress. So yeah, I think that for the next couple of updates we won't have 10 of visual progress, but I'm using it and I'm going to prove it to you with my usage numbers. Before that, I want to talk about my goals that I set last update, and those were for me to use up half of the 6th shadow, half of the 8th shadow, and lastly to use each shadow at least 3 times. This shadow, the 8th one, I've just repressed right now. It's actually still wet. This one I've repressed I think 2 times since last update. So I can't really see if I used half of each of them. I'm looking at them and they kind of look like that. I might have done that, maybe not. Not sure, let's just ignore that goal because these eyeshadows, I don't know why, but they just lift from the pan as a whole. And so I obviously have to repress them because they start falling apart. So yeah. And I can already tell you that I haven't met my goal of using each shadow 3 times, or at least 3 times. So there is that. I'm going to put up a picture of what the palette currently looks like, and I'm going to talk you through my usage. So for the first eyeshadow, I used it 5 times since last update for a total of 6 times. For the second eyeshadow, which is my most used one, I used it 34 times since last update for a total of 153 uses. The third eyeshadow I used 6 more times for a total of 95 uses. The fourth eyeshadow I used 3 more times for a total of 6 uses in this project. The fifth eyeshadow I used only once. Yeah, I know, shameful. For a total of 2 whopping uses on this project. The 6th eyeshadow I used 9 more times for a total of 27 uses. The 7th eyeshadow I used 3 times for a total of 60 uses. The 8th eyeshadow I used 9 more times for a total of 38 uses. And the 9th and last eyeshadow I used 2 more times for a total of 45 uses. So as you guys could probably tell, I didn't meet my goal of using each eyeshadow at least 3 times on 2 of my shadows, those being the 5th one, which is this one, and the pink one. And I have an explanation for both. I'm going to start explaining why I didn't use the pink too much, and that was honestly because, as you guys know, I don't really wear pink to work because my uniform is green, which sucks. So my days off didn't really align with me getting out of the house enough for me to want to do a pink eye. And the 5th eyeshadow, which is a gold, I haven't used too much because when I use my that palette shadows, I prefer to use the one that I'm trying to use up. And when I'm not using the one that I want to use up, I usually use my No Pen Left Behind eyeshadows. So yeah, that is that. I could definitely use the eyeshadow 2 more times, but it's fine. It's fine because the eyeshadow is not the garbage. I can still use it next month. It's fine. I'm going to show you my Revolution palette just so you guys can get an idea of how much shadow I put into my H&M palette in case you didn't watch my frankening video. And this was how my Revolution palette looked like before the frankening, or the repressing if you prefer. And this is how my Revolution palette is looking like now. So we have half of the palette completely empty, which is super exciting, and we have a little bit of this one, about half of this one. These two I didn't touch, this one I didn't touch. The one that was here, I repressed entirely into my H&M palette. Once again, I just want to give you guys like an idea of what I did. If you guys want to see more details on how I did it and everything, you can easily check out my video that I posted 3 weeks ago of me refrankening my Pendos palettes. So I feel like I'm like going through the updates super quickly, but I also feel like I'm rambling a lot. I don't know you guys. I'm tired. I need to sleep. Let's go back into the H&M palettes, and it's a little bit dirty. I usually clean it somewhat clean. I get it somewhat cleaned for the updates, but I didn't really remember to do that. So we're rolling with it. Now looking at it, I know that I made quite a bit of progress on my second shadow. I know for sure that this one should have had like noticeable progress if I hadn't repressed it, but still, same with the 8th eyeshadow. I think this one could be very noticeable how much progress it had since I used it 9 times, which was pretty much every time that I had a day off and I went to the gym but didn't like went to work, or whenever I went out of the house and it was not for going to work, I used the 8th eyeshadow, or I tried to. So yeah, I'm still pretty satisfied with how much progress I made, and I hope to continue improve it, and like as I get more shadows done, it will be easier to notice progress on the others that stay in the palette, because I'm not like replacing eyeshadows from the Revolution palette every month or anything like that, because I like to do a big repressing session. I find it so much more fun, plus I get a refreshed palette. So for next update, I didn't even write my goals, but I'm going to come up with them now. I don't want to say use up half, because once again we won't see it, but I also don't want to say finish. First of all, I want to use up these little bits on the top and on the bottom of the second eyeshadow that are sticking out. I'm not sure why that happens, or why I don't reach for the corners, since I use smaller brush for my eyebrows, which is what I use this one for. And I'm going to say, I'm not sure if I can do that, but I'm going to say I want to use up this eyeshadow. I want an empty, and I want to once again use each eyeshadow at least 3 times. That should be doable. Like, I only have to use this eyeshadow once more than I did, and this eyeshadow two more times than what I did used it this last update. Since last update, I managed to talk. So yeah, the goal for the Revolution palette is still none. It doesn't have goals because I don't really reach for it. It's kind of like storage for extra eyeshadows that don't fit on my H&M palette. And just to remember you guys of my main goal for the end of the year. My main goal for the end of the year is just for me to be able to get rid of this packaging because I hate it with a passion. And I'll be completely fine if my H&M palette is completely full with all the remains of the eyeshadows. As long as this packaging can leave my collection, I'm perfectly fine with that. So yeah, I think that was it. I still feel kind of, I don't know, I think I'm hyped up because I came home from work, and I usually film on my days off when I'm so much more relaxed than today. So yeah, work is still going great if you care. I'm still really enjoying it actually, and we got a little gift I'm going to show you guys. I didn't plan on doing it, but why not? We got 2 hair clips. Yeah. I don't know, I found them super cute. I like the colors. We chose the colors ourselves. We had like these 2 pinks, a coral, and no, these 2 blues, a coral, and a pink. That's it. And we could choose the colors, so I chose a yellow and green, like a military green. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to work somewhere you get gifts, even if they are hair clips. It's still nice. It's still nice to bring some freebies home. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys know that I bring a ton of freebies home. So yeah, it's very nice. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys next week. Leave me a like if you feel like it, if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you haven't already, since my channel is all about project planning and using up your stash. And leave me a comment if you feel like it. I think that's all for today. I'll see you on my next video, which should go up in about a week. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I'll see you next time. Bye!